Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Hit it, Frank! What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Broad Motherfucking Topics. I'm your host, Kim Congdon, here with my co-host,
Alex Scarlato.
I almost fucked up that intro.
That's okay. We're here. We're doing it.
We're here and we're fucking doing it.
Yeah. We're back on Britney. I mean, we had so many plans to talk about. We've just spent a whole week together. We haven't stopped moving for days, and all we could talk about is Britney Spears.
We haven't stopped moving. I picked Alex up last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And today's the first day that we didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's been a full 6 days of action.
Yeah, we're exhausted.
Mm-hmm. We just slept for like 3 hours and then woke up to do a podcast.
We both fell asleep, but I showed Alex Intervention. I've
never seen Intervention before.
You liked it, right?
It was great.
It's so good.
Dark.
Yeah.
Wow. It was really dark.
Mm-hmm.
The meth head who was hallucinating her son crying, and her son who was taken away from her.
She was like, I know that's my son.
She was like, you can't tell me that that's not my baby crying. And there's just nothing. You could hear silence outside.
No sounds.
So fucked up, this show. I could see how, you know what's fucked up about shows like that, though?
What?
If I were to watch 3 or 4 episodes of Intervention,
yeah,
I'd officially be like, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like watching a new one wouldn't even do anything for me anymore.
No.
Like,
you can only watch so many. I pop in an Intervention twice a year, 3 times a year. You know what I mean? It's not a regular. You can't have that regularly in your life.
If you're addicted to Intervention,
Big J's literally addicted to Intervention.
Yeah, no, I know that. It's literally a problem on its own, though. It's like
no, yeah,
you need an intervention for intervention.
Intervention.
I mean, it'd be a good show. I feel like, yeah. Do you think anybody's ever needed an intervention for watching too much television?
I don't know. I think that. Yeah, probably. There's people that are like addicted to social media and TV for sure. Intervention, rough. We were watching that girl do heroin. I was trying to take a nap and we
were trying to fall asleep. We were exhausted.
But it was getting better and better, which was a problem.
This bitch was mainlining it to her pelvic fucking whatever artery you've gotten there.
She was putting a needle to the bathing suit line of herself. The thought of that in its own makes me. I feel like my migraine's coming back, bringing it up.
Let's not even tell. Let's move past Intervention.
Okay, it's dark. It's brilliant.
It's a great show.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Unless you're struggling, then just don't watch it.
Definitely don't watch it if you're struggling or you know somebody who's going through it right now. But if you are hanging out.
If you're mentally well, check it out.
If you're mentally well, check it out. Check out Hoarders. Check out My 600-Pound Life.
My 600-pound life is good.
My 106-pound life is about a fucking cute little hot girl.
My 106-pound life. That is so fun.
That is funny.
We've thought of 2 better TV shows on TLC in 30 seconds.
Yeah, trash TV is great. I don't watch it often enough.
I love trash TV.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite genres.
It's great.
I've watched almost every episode of Jersey Shore that's ever existed.
I've watched all of Jersey Shore as well.
You have?
I used to watch it as it aired live. I'd be looking forward to the new episodes. Everybody watched it.
I used to have Jersey's views parties.
Jersey. I forgot that we would call it Jersey. Me and my
Jersey.
Me and my college roommate used to do the little Jersey poof in our hair to watch
bump it.
Yeah,
you get the bump it on.
We would put a bump it in and watch a Jersey Shore.
Of course.
Yeah.
We would literally get a bump it, like a bunch of Four Locos.
I like that people started celebrating the culture of Italian women from Jersey just to watch Jersey Shore. Nobody was ever, you weren't wearing that bump it to like the club or the frat party. You were just wearing it to watch Jersey Shore.
No, we were wearing it out.
Were you?
Yes.
At that time?
Yeah. No, not at that time. Before that.
Bump it out 6 years before Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And then you found it in a drawer for your viewing parties at Jersey Shore. It was like the bump it was way not cool anymore.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
I
look cute with my bump it. I have a big forehead, which the bump it would only accentuate. But I still went for it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'm glad the bump it's gone in general, though.
I'm glad that entire hairstyle is gone. Like to pull it back and poof it up. No, I can't.
Yeah, I got really into Jersey Shore. Teen Mom, I know
you love Teen Mom. I like Dance Moms. I like watching little kids get abused.
The thing that's fucked up about Teen Mom for me is like how much I know about 13-year-old children. I know them from the day they're born.
I know we talked about this once, how you pointed out that this is like it could be like a study on the first group of kids who have been like on national television from birth, from literally before birth when their moms were pregnant.
Yeah.
Wild. They're going to be fucked up.
They're going to be fucked up. And there's nothing we can do.
There's nothing we could do. They're going to be Britney.
But I'm tuning in.
Yeah. Oh, I'll watch. You think any of them will get their own shows when they're older?
Yeah. For sure. It's crazy because they're turning 13 and 14 now, and which means that some of their parents got pregnant like 2 years after that.
Are they going to be 32 and grandparents?
Maybe. That's so young.
32 and Grandparents is another great show.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
I would watch.
It's the third series.
I mean, they're probably making it right now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I love it.
You're just wishing a 15-year-old pregnant right now.
Please, God. I know you're busy up there. What did you keep doing recently that you kept asking Jesus for? And I was like, Alex.
This was at the beach.
Jesus is busy. Stop.
I took a little bit of a toid at El Matador Beach the other day, and it was such a beautiful beach. And I kept talking about how ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to see a dolphin or a pod of dolphins in the wild. And I was like, today's the day, Jesus, show me a dolphin. And whenever things would be silent for like a minute or two, I'd be like, dear Holy Lord in heaven, please show me a pod of dolphins.
At one point, I was like, Alex, stop. He's busy.
It's like, people are dying.
I mean, he doesn't have time to show you a pod of dolphins. You're on vacation in LA and you're a producer at the best network. You're fine. He's literally can't even hear your call right now.
I just thought he might give me a little additional present, a little cherry on top and icing on the cake.
He made you white. That's it's literal icing on the cake.
I just wanted to see one wild dolphin. Oh yeah, I was truly on one that day too. I was kind of, listen, I know you didn't like when I said this on last week's episode, but I was autistic for some beach shit the other day.
Oh my God.
I was. I learned so many facts about the Pacific Ocean.
You did.
I had to know.
You were really into the facts about the ocean.
Did you guys know that the Pacific Ocean is the biggest ocean in the world, and it's the deepest ocean in the world as well, and it's home to the deepest point on Earth, which is in the Mariana Trench, which is like, oh man, it's something like 11,000 meters down.
I think you said it was
30,000
feet.
Yeah. Which is about 11,000 meters.
Yeah.
Fun facts about the ocean, man. I was just saying, I just feel like the Atlantic Ocean's safer. I think the monsters live in the Pacific.
Yeah, it's just so much bigger. I mean,
like, I think, like,
there's just so much more possibility of what's down there.
Like, if aliens have come to Earth and made a home in the oceans to, like, lay there,
it's the Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though Atlantic has more of an alien name, I gotta say, out of the two. Pacific sounds like a place you go eat fish tacos in LA. Atlantic sounds where the aliens in Atlantic. Just is better.
Pacific, I'm assuming, means peace. Like a peaceful ocean.
Pacify.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know what Atlantic means. Like Atlanta. Like, what's that word? Like, refer to?
If I guessed, I would assume it referred to like a place.
Like Atlas, yeah. Atlanta, Atla. I don't know. I don't know this one.
I don't know. Tweet at us your ocean facts.
I'm just autistic for ocean facts.
Stop saying that.
Guys, it's a special interest.
We did. We went to El Matador. I took Alex to the shit cave.
I went to the shit cave.
And I let her, we played this really fun game when we got there where I let her guess.
There's so many caves, you guys. You walk along the beach, it's all caves. She said, I just want you to take a look around. You tell me when we pass the shit cave.
We passed the shit cave and Alex looked at me confidently and just smiled and nodded.
I said, it's that one.
She did.
Because it looked like the cave that if I were panicking with a stomach ache, it's the one that I would have gone to shit in. It was the one that looked like it made it to the darkest point in the back, even though it wasn't very deep.
The funniest part is like there was a guy meditating in it.
Yeah. And I walked by and I looked at him and I said, shit cave.
Shit cave, yep, definitely. The beach is so beautiful.
So beautiful.
It's indescribable. Maybe we can pull up a quick picture of what El Matador looks like.
Rocks, like huge rocks that we climbed some rocks at the beach. We sat on a perch for a little while. It's really beautiful. And we made it there on a day where it was like not too crowded. It was like the perfect amount of people.
Well, the day started great because the ride was beautiful.
The ride was amazing. We went like a route
through the mountains.
We went through the mountains, through the canyon.
Mm-hmm.
It was gorgeous.
It was.
We were supposed to podcast from there, but I fucked up.
Oh, yeah. You brought the wrong...
The SD... Apparently, you can't have an SD card that's too big. Suck a dick.
I don't know.
Fine. Anyways, the day was amazing.
The day was great. It was so nice. The beach was so nice. It was a little bit of a... We parked at the top on the Pacific Coast Highway, which was a little scary.
Yeah, you have to... It was terrifying. We parked on the shoulder of the highway.
Of the Pacific Coast Highway. It's just cars going so fucking fast by you.
Fast.
Then you have to walk on the shoulder of the highway to the beach.
Yeah. And then you have to
hike
down. I mean, far. Because you're on like the edge of a cliff, basically. And you could look down and see the ocean and see some sand. It's not like a ton of sand. It's like not a very long beach.
No. It's not a long beach.
But it's beautiful.
Well, it is a long beach. It keeps going. Well, we just didn't walk it.
I meant long from like sand to shore.
From grass to water.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to walk like really long. Like in New York, sometimes it's a fucking mile out to the beach.
I hate that.
Nightmare.
It's like that in LA and some beaches too. I hate that.
It's annoying. It's like I don't want to have to walk on sand for an hour to get to the water.
I want to be 3 feet away from the sand, the water at all times.
Yeah, this beach is honestly the perfect setup.
Yeah, it's great.
So we get there, we hike down. It's literally just as beautiful as Kim described it on the shit cave episode. It's perfect.
It looks like another country, we were saying.
Truly, it looks like New Zealand or something like that. And we get there, and I think it was pretty immediate that the Eyesore showed up.
The Eyesore
was just about the second we landed our toes in the sand.
The Eyesore at the beach, yeah. I mean, we were just saying how beautiful everything was. There's not that many people there. And I was telling Alex, like, there's a secret, really cool spot at the beach. We have to talk about the beach mystery as well.
Yeah, I'm sickened.
So there's this really cool spot at the beach that I always go. That's like a hidden spot. So we were going to check if the tide was right because you have to go through these rocks. It's a little bit of an adventure. You have to kind of go through this water. So we went to go check.
It's more of an adventure than I was ready for, honestly.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we have to go. So we're just walking that way just to check it out. And this guy.
So when you get there, it like feels like you're at the edge of the beach, because in order to go further, there's more beach past it, but in order to go further, you have to go in the water and through a cave, and like around, and then you come up on another beach. So while the tide is where it is, we're basically cornered in at the edge of the beach right now.
Yeah, and we turn around and this guy's just standing there, and he's talking into the cave. He's going, "You in there? You in there?" To the wall, like not even in the cave, to the wall, but he's pretending that it's the inside of cave. And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Oh no, I'm talking to my friend." And I knew he was lying.
We had just walked past this spot. There was no one there.
So he wasn't talking to anyone. There was no one in there. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I was talking. But now that I think about it, it could have been old Scrappy.
You think it was Scrapper?
I'm probably calling him from the ether. There was another guy, but this particular guy was like, maybe he was in his 30s. He was wearing like jean shorts and like a tank top, like in sneakers.
Ponytail, long hair, well groomed hair too.
Yeah,
like it was
he
like
looked like
straight.
He didn't look like a drug addict. He looked like an alcoholic. And that makes the most sense because he came up to us and said...
He confirmed it entirely. He came directly up to us and said, "You guys here to drink alcohol today?"
And we were like, no. And then he just walked away. But then he just like, we saw him throughout the day and the beach was so beautiful. And anytime I saw him, he literally... that's why we call him Eyesore. He was just an eyesore.
In his sneakers and his like black shirt, just walking up and down the beach.
Asking women if they're drinking.
Looking for alcohol all day. And it's
all day.
And he looked... What pissed me off was that he looked a little bit too put together for that.
Yeah.
It's like, he looked like within the last month or so, he's been at the gym working out. Like, it wasn't the kind of alcoholic who you're like, this guy has lost it.
Right.
You're like, this was like, this guy has decided that today he's going to lose it.
Right.
And that's what freaked me out.
Yeah.
And the talking to nobody in the ether also.
Yeah, and the talking to no one.
Yeah, I mean, we're cornered in this beach. It's just like rocks and fucking the sound of the ocean and shit, and it's just us, and this dude wants alcohol. It felt creepy.
Mm-hmm. So then after that, we went on our little adventure, right?
Yeah, I mean, we stood for a very long time debating whether the adventure was going to be safe.
Right, because the tides were a little high, and then I was like,
and the rocks in the water are really sharp. Like it's like big ass rocks, but then every now and again there's like they're not big enough to step on, and like there's like a spot between that your leg will fall through, and you'll step on fucking smaller rocks. It was a lot, and the water was maybe. Like when the water would rush out, it was maybe up to the middle of our shins. But then when it would rush back in, it would be like up to the middle of our thighs. And we can't tell how far around this cave we have to go. So we don't know whether
and when the
really
waves
safe.
are big, they kind of do splash pretty hard against the cave. So you're like, I don't want to get knocked out in this thing.
They're splashing against the rocks in the cave, and it's hitting the corners and rushing in at you. And
you're
shit.
like hoping, and then you're like wondering, like what if the moment we go through, a huge wave comes and just blasts this hole we're in?
And it's cold. The ocean, the Pacific Ocean, because I guess it makes sense because it's so massive, it doesn't warm as quickly as the Atlantic does. I don't know. I don't know if that's the reason, but the ocean water was cold, dude.
It was cold.
Yeah.
But we decided to wait it out a little bit, look up the tides, because we also didn't want to make it through and then get stuck.
Yeah, and I luckily even had the thought. I was like, how often do the tides change? We should look that up. Because apparently there's signs all over this beach saying don't go through those caves after 2 p.m. And we didn't see any of those signs.
We didn't, no.
Like on the way out, we saw them. We were like, oh, that would have been good to know.
Mm-hmm. They should really make those brighter. They were like sand-colored signs. I don't know what else to say.
They were made of sand.
Yeah. They made them out of seashells. I couldn't see anything. But we decided to wait it out. We took a quick dip in the water. Alex swam in the Pacific.
Yeah, I dunked myself in the Pacific.
You did dunk yourself.
Yeah. I've been submerged now.
You have been submerged in the Pacific. Mm-hmm. It was cold. It was nice.
All right, you guys, today we are welcoming back IP Vanish to the show. So what is IP Vanish? IP Vanish is a virtual private network, a VPN for short. A VPN is a super important tool that helps you safely browse the internet. You can use a VPN on your computers, tablets, phones, or even things like your Fire Stick when you're streaming media. When you use a VPN, all your data is encrypted. What you're reading, what you're searching, what you're reading, what you're searching, what you're watching, whatever it is you're doing. It's important because what you're doing on the internet isn't my business and it's nobody else's business either. IP Vanish helps you remain anonymous and secure on the internet. IP Vanish is just $3.49 a month. For just $3.49 a month or $27.99 a year, you can help protect your online privacy and security. Here's everything you get with IP Vanish. Anonymous IP addresses. This means your personal IP address can't be tracked by anyone on the web. You could circumvent any online censorship. IP Vanish has more than 1,500 servers in 70 plus locations. You can get protection while using public Wi-Fi. Remember, with IP Vanish, all your data is encrypted, so no one can snoop on what you're doing. And you get 24/7 support. You could email them, chat with them, even call them. They're always there to help. If you remember, these guys supported the show a few months ago, and they've come back with an even better deal than before, wanting to offer something special for our listeners. So you're going to get 65% off by going to ipvanish.com/TOPIX. That's ipvanish.com/TOPIX for 65% savings. They have plans that start at just $3.49 a month or $27.99 a year. This is the time to sign up. With our discount and their current promotional offerings, you can get a VPN for 65% off their usual price. IP Vanish is the best of the best, even rated 4.7 out of 5 on Trustpilot, and that's with more than 6,000 reviews. Show these guys some love. They are repeat sponsors, so remember that's ipvanish.com/topics to get the deal and start protecting yourself online today. One last time, that's ipvanish.com/topics. All right, let's get back to the show.
Was there anything that happened?
Well, so we got nervous and we heard that the tide was still going down for like another hour or so. So we laid our stuff out, laid out for a couple minutes, went in the water. And then like we got over the initial shock of the cold. So we were kind of a lot more ready to go through the cave. We're
right.
Like, now that we're okay with being in the water, at least that's like one thing down.
When we looked up the tides, we're like, we got a couple hours. If we want to go, we're going to go do it now.
Yeah, we should go do it now so that we could be back in an hour before the tide starts rising again.
Right. So we go through and it's kind of scary. Like we said, it's just like we're kind of trying and like getting scared and being pushed back. We don't want to leave our stuff on the beach. So we have all of our stuff. We
each have a backpack and we have a massive plastic bag of like all of the snacks that we brought for the day. And we have the wrong shoes on. Neither of us have good shoes for walking in the water.
Ideally, if you want to go walk through this beach, through the caves, you should bring water shoes.
You should have like fully covered. Your feet should be fully covered. Mm-hmm. I have flip-flops on and you have like sandals on.
Yeah.
And so we try to wear our shoes in the water, but immediately realize that like you could put your foot down once, but as soon as you pick your foot up again, the shoe is going to the water is going to pull the shoe right off your foot, and then you're going to have to, while balancing all the things in your hand, fucking grab your shoe before the ocean washes.
And that did happen to me.
It happened to me multiple times before I gave up and decided that I was going to need to just walk on the rocks, which were sharp. There was good rock and bad rock. Like the brown rocks were okay, and those black rocks were fucking beds of nails.
They were, yeah. And then this guy, we kind of were scared, and then we saw a guy coming, and we were like, "Are you going through?" And he was like, "Yeah." And we're like, "We're gonna just follow you." And was that the first
one? Yeah, we did. We followed him around the first one. We were so afraid.
This is the way that this guy could have. He really didn't give a fuck about us.
No.
Like, at all. He was like, this kid, he had a GoPro. He just wanted this to take this video. And he was like, sure. And kind of just left us. It was kind of like, you ever see in the movies where like in the action films where there's the star who's like The Rock. And then he's like a mean guy. He doesn't like kids. And then he finds a lost little kid. And he's like, I mean, if you want to come, you can come. And he just walks away.
If you want to come, you better keep up.
Yeah. Like, and the kid's like, that's like exactly who we were. And he was like, yeah, I'm going. You can follow me, but I'm not going to like baby you through it. Yeah. Essentially was the vibe I got. And we were fine with that.
Which is fine, yeah.
Alex and I were just grateful to have someone to follow into the cave.
We just didn't want to be the only ones potentially about to get stuck on this other private beach.
Yeah. What a problem.
We also wanted him to kind of go first just to tell us how far around the corner it was.
Yeah. So we did it. We went through it. It was a little sketchy.
It was far.
So this is the problem that I'm having trouble with at this beach. My whole point of bringing Alex to this place, the entire purpose is because last time I went to this beach, and I don't know if you follow me on social media, the pictures aren't in my phone, which is what's really tripping me out. The video that I took is not, the one video of the whole area in my phone is not, it's not there anymore. Me and Sarah went to this beach. When was it?
My birthday. Because I called you, because you guys called me to wish me a happy birthday and you were sitting on top of the rock at the beach. Was that the same time? Yeah.
I think it was the next day. But it doesn't matter.
Either way, I mean, you went 2 days in a row, the day before my birthday and the day of my birthday.
Yes. And then we took a bunch of videos in this cave. And what I'm trying to show Alex is this huge, like, it's a cave. It's a cave. It's a huge, you go through these rocks. Me and Sarah did this. The tide was lower, but you go through these rocks. And when you come out of the other side, it is a huge, like you stand up and it is huge. It must have been when I was there, I'm 5'3". Above my head, I must have had another 8 to 10 feet. Clearing everywhere.
Massive clearing. Massive cave.
At minimum 8 to 10 feet, like maybe even more. I wouldn't be surprised if doubled from what I'm remembering. And it was a huge area, bigger than my living room. It was like two or three of my living rooms. And it was all sand. If you saw this video, me and Sarah posted it on Instagram. And we were pretending that we own this cave and we lived in it. And I was showing the bedrooms off.
As a story, I'm sure, so that there's no proof now.
But unless someone commented on it, comment again so I can see the story. But it was just sand. You could lay on it and it had this opening and it showed you the whole beach.
And it was like, it was sand, but it was beach. It was beach there.
It was beach.
It was beach under a cave.
Yes. And then the front of the beach had a few rocks you could sit on and look at the water.
Sure.
But the cave was the cave.
Mm-hmm.
And the cave was the beach.
Yes.
And this is what I'm having trouble with. When we turn that corner,
which was a struggle, by the way. It was very hard to get to.
And this cave I went through with Sarah, who's not super adventurous and outdoorsy in that way. She wouldn't really enjoy that. Mm-hmm. She doesn't like being hurt and stuff like that.
My feet were in pain. Like before we even got to the end point, then we had to turn back.
Me and Sarah did this in 2 seconds, no problem. And we were on a beach. Me and Alex did the same cave. And when we turned the corner, it was full of rocks.
Massive of boulders, dude.
Huge boulders. There was they covered the walls. The ceiling was above my head. I hit my head. I had to.
The ceiling was low.
The ceiling was low. It was the smallest area, and I'm looking around like, this is the same spot, but where did these rocks come from?
These were rocks, let me explain, that are so big that if the ocean dragged them in, you would be afraid to swim in the ocean. You couldn't swim in an ocean that's dragging rocks around like this. These were massive, like like 4,000-pound rocks.
And if they were covered by sand when I went there because of the tide, there wouldn't have been room for us to even crawl in there.
Yeah, because I barely had space above my head, so if these rocks had been covered in sand, there would be no cave at all. Is the issue.
It went from the size of a living room to the size of a bathroom. I swear to God.
I don't understand. So we've been trying to explain how in reality this could happen.
And if you look online, El Matador Secret Cave, you see some pictures with the rocks and some pictures without. And I don't understand. I tried to Google, do rocks move at the beach? How does this work?
And the rest of the rocks at this beach are unmovable, dude. Like it's like and the beach you couldn't even get. I mean, the massive effort it would be to get like a tractor onto this beach from it's cliffside. You're looking up at a massive cliff. Like there's tiny little fucking wooden staircases to take you down to this beach. There's just no way to transport these rocks here. I don't understand how they got there, dude. If
I have one picture still of me in a bathing suit standing in that cave, and you can see below me there is sand, and it's clear, and you can just tell there's no rocks. By the way, it looks like a beach.
It's like when water has washed against the sand and it's perfectly smooth and beautiful. Yes.
And I'm standing and there's a wall behind me. It's a cave wall behind me. There was no wall. It was just stacks of rocks. It was all gone. Like, it was like...
This was 6 months ago she was there. It's weird.
I don't understand.
It's weird.
What could have possibly happened?
I don't know, but can I tell you right now, and you're not going to love it, I loved our beach day. I had the best time, but the vibe was off. Am I wrong?
Yes.
The vibe.
No, you're right.
The vibe there was off. It was weird.
It was off.
Right?
It was a little creepy.
It was creepy. It was creepy.
Creepy vibes.
And it was beautiful, but creepy. And I know that we did a whole like scary adventure kind of that we were like definitely scared to take the first steps of.
Right.
Still creepy.
Yes, because at that point, so we get across and I'm kind of like, okay, well, we can't really hang out in here. It's just wet rock and like it's kind of filled with water like to our ankles. There's no sand. It's all rock. And there's another crawl through space
down
to get to more beach.
Further. So Kim's like, maybe I'm wrong. Kim's like, maybe it's the next one. Maybe it's the next cave. Mm-hmm. So we keep going. And this beach is now difficult to cross because it's all rock all the way up. There's actually like literally no sand on this beach. And we have to like cross a similar amount of space. We have to cross maybe 50 meters, right?
I don't know how to calculate
I don't know.
Meters.
We have to cross maybe 50 yards, something like that, of rock. And so we're just like balancing. We're stepping rock to rock to rock across the beach to get to the next point of entry.
Right. Yeah.
Into the water around another cave.
This new area is just a bunch of rocks we have to jump to get to the new area. And the guy sort of leaves us. We have fun. We roll a joint. Blah blah.
That was after this is when we went to the third. We went to the third spot, like that last private beach that was sand, where you built your thingy and we rolled a joint.
Yeah. And then we decided to go back. We're like, the tide's coming. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. On our way back, we go back through the cave, which was much easier to get out of than to go into. Because I just
mentally, I think, because we knew what was on the other side and how far we had to go.
And when we get to the other side and we get out, there's this couple who are kind of just like coming towards us. They're coming towards us.
They're about
to
cross us. Yeah.
And the girl is like walking on the sharper rocks. Alex was saying earlier there were some sharp rocks, some non-sharp rocks, and she was like walking on the rocks. And her boyfriend was like walking on the easy ones. And I told her, I was like, oh, these hurt less, just so you know. And she was like, I can handle the pain. And she had this really weird vibe. And I was like, okay. And then like they're really far behind us and we start leaving. And I noticed this right away. We're pretty far from anybody else. We've already taken a hefty walk alone on a private beach. Like, we're pretty far from anybody. And
I've nibbled a hefty piece of toy myself at this point.
And our tour guide is gone.
He's gone.
He's already back.
He's GoProing.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's drowning. I don't know where he is.
He left. Who knows? And we're way ahead of these kids who were originally walking the opposite way of us, but then suddenly I keep looking behind me because I see.
warned the girl. Remember, I said because she was gonna go through that next area. We're back on the rocks. She's gonna go through the second area of cave to the way private beach. And I was like, hey, it's getting kind of close to 2:00 and the tide's going to rise again. So if you guys go over there, you should definitely try to come back soon. Like I was just trying to watch out for them. And she was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Like she didn't really seem to give a shit, which was weird.
Her answer was like, it almost seemed like she didn't get it. And we were like, whatever, we told her. So then when we're walking away, we're way ahead of them at one point, but I do notice that they're both speeding to catch up, both of them.
And this is actually also the point where like we're traversing the rocks again. Like this is like the difficult part, and we just got really high. We just smoked a joint, and we're being really careful and like stepping really carefully on every rock. You would just cut your foot.
No.
No,
these were the easy rocks. We're still on the easy rocks. We're just going.
No, but my point being that I was not having an easy job, and this dude came fucking up. He snuck up on us so fast while we were like in an area that I was trying to take my time to get through.
Yeah.
And he was so silent. It was very creepy.
Well, I could see him like, I don't think they noticed I was watching, but I could see them both going really fast. And then when I'd turn around, they'd slow down and like stop following us. And I was like, that's so weird. And he suddenly started like running past the rocks, and I turn around and we both go, whoa. And I even said,
he's
I was
here. I mean, he's right here. And we're like, what? Like, what? We're out in nature. It's weird to not announce yourself.
It's weird to not announce yourself. It's weird to even be near us on such an open beach. And I turn around and I go, whoa, you're fast. And he's like, ha ha ha. And he left. At this point, he's left his girlfriend behind. She's trying to catch up to him. But he is next to us and he's like, oh yeah, like I'm not from around here. Or thanks for telling us about the tide thing. I'm not from around here. So we just didn't know. And I was like, cool. And that was kind of it. And then he went back to his girlfriend. Like he ran up to us.
It was weird.
And he seemed from around here. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
He was taking these rocks like they were nothing. But
besides that, his energy was like from around here. Like I was like, when he said I'm not from around here, my head went lie. Like my brain said the word like lie. And I was like, he's lying.
It was just very strange. It was just, if I were coming up to strangers that quickly, I would at least announce myself with a splash. I would be trying to make extra noise in the water. I'd be like, ooh, this isn't so easy. Like I would just say something
Or I'd be like,
loud.
Behind you.
Yeah, like I'm coming up behind you. I don't want to freak you out. I could see you guys are struggling a little bit. Like
you'd insult them. You dumb bitches can't walk on a rock.
I see you didn't wear the right shoes today.
Right. But yeah, really creepy. And I just wanted to get away from him after that, which is fine. We did.
We go back to the populated area of the beach.
And that's where I cut my foot going back to that second part. But we go back, we join life, and then
we pass Eyesore again.
We see Eyesore. And then when we're walking back, I'm telling Alex, that about this guy that me and Sarah see at this beach all the time, and we named him Scrapper Joe, which is also, I've just named him Scrapper Joe because I named this when we were in high school. There was this homeless guy that used to come out to our parties in the middle of the woods and join us, and his name was Scrapper Joe. So I just named anybody with his energy Scrapper Joe.
Okay, I know a couple Scrapper Joes. I've seen them all over. There's a Scrapper Joe in every city.
A Scrapper Joe is like Frank from Shameless.
Yeah, this guy was like, I mean, weathered from the sun.
Well, before we even saw this guy, I smelled I was telling Alex about Scrapper Joe, and then I smelled an incense, which was just, and then I made a joke, and I think I said I smell him coming, and he showed up.
He should, yeah. You got to tell them the story you told me about Lewis, because it's just great.
Hey guys, let's take a really quick second to talk about our sponsor, Fume. We want to thank Fume. It's one of our biggest sponsors and one of our biggest supporters here at Broad Topix. Fume is a natural inhaler that makes it easy to get the benefits of super plants on the go. Here's how simple it is. Fume is a Canadian-made wooden inhaler with no electronics and cores filled only with the benefits of super plants. No chemicals added. Fume is a natural and portable tool for allergy relief, relaxation, and a great nicotine replacement tool with its pocket fit. Fume is a natural and portable tool for allergy relief, relaxation, and it makes a really great nicotine replacement. Simply slide your favorite cores into your Fume and breathe in the benefits of Mother Nature. It's that simple. Check out their variety blends and their benefits at www.breathefume.com and use code BROADS for 10% off your order today. That's promo code BROADS at breathefume.com for 10% off your order. You guys, these things are really good. They taste amazing. They take care of like the oral fixation, which is my favorite part. There's a whole bunch of different cores, bubbly lime, reassurance. They have a new one called Invigorate that's got peppermint, eucalyptus, grapefruit. They're all really tasty and natural flavors and so good and such a great thing to like replace smoking weed or smoking a vape or whatever it is you might do that's maybe not such a good habit. So head to breathefume.com/broads. That's BREATHEFUM/BROADS and use promo code BROADS for 10% off your order. Breathe in the benefits of the world's super plants today. All right, let's get back to the show.
So, yeah, me and Lewis went on this date at the same beach a few years ago after like a sushi date. And we went there to go watch the sunset. It's so pretty. And I was telling him, this was after the shit cave thing. And I was like, this beach is the best. It's going to be so beautiful. We go and we walk to the end of this beach. And there's like this like ladder you can sort of climb that gives you like a view of the whole ocean. We climb it. We're just like looking at the view of the ocean. He's like being so sweet. He's like, do you want a massage? He like gives me a shoulder rub while we're just like talking on the beach. And then as we're talking about how beautiful the view is and looking into the ocean, like a fucking sis on Christmas.
Like a sis on Christmas.
Fucking this huge wave, bigger than any of the other waves for some reason, comes in and like it like is one of these waves. It's like one of those curvy ones. And in it washes up this man.
Okay.
With and as the waves curling at its peak, and the man is like, it looks like he came out of the deep middle of the ocean. I don't know where he came from. He must have swam out from so far through a cave. I have no idea, but he certainly washed up.
He washed up.
He did nothing short of washing up on the ocean. And as the wave is
rolling
peaking,
out onto the, he's not standing and walking out of the ocean. He's washing onto the shore.
He's washing up, and as the wave is peaking, he has this backpack on that unzips and rips open, and what seems like hundreds of cans and plastic bottles and paper and trash fall out and like wash up like trash around me and Lewis. It went from the most beautiful sight to the most disgusting thing ever. It was so frustrating.
And that man?
Scrapper Joe.
Was Scrapper Joe.
He washed up, nearly drowning.
So this is at least 3 years ago, and he's still on the beach. He literally lives on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he washes up, and he just has a bunch of trash, and he washes up so dramatically that me and Lewis are like, it looks like a castaway. We're like, dude, are you okay? I thought he was.
I came over from Asia.
Yes,
somehow.
I thought he came over from a different country.
Yeah,
and I was like, you must have had a journey. This is a huge ocean. Like, this is crazy. I was like, hell, and I was like, do you need help? And he was like, no, I'm fine.
I do this every day.
Yeah, and that was Scrapper Joe, and I was telling Alex about it, and we smelled this incense. A few seconds later, I hear his music. Scrapper Joe somehow always has a Bluetooth that's perfectly charged, a wireless Bluetooth.
He's got a cell phone.
He's got a cell phone.
Pack of cigarettes.
And a pack of cigarettes. And every time I'm there, he's drying his lighter. It's the only thing he can't keep dry. He can keep his phone dry. He can keep the Bluetooth thing dry. He cannot keep his lighter
I saw
dry.
the man light a cigarette and stand it up in the sand inches away from where water was washing up, and the water washed around the cigarette. It was crazy. He knows like what's happening.
He's like Moana, but for the beach.
He's homeless Moana.
Homeless Moana.
Yeah. I've been
searching for a home now.
I've been searching for another lighter.
I think he his lighters do work, and he uses the excuse that he doesn't have a lighter to talk to people.
To talk to pretty ladies.
To talk to girls. Yeah. That's his thing. And as soon as
also, may I mention, he's obviously got psychological issues.
Yes.
Because he's walking all, like, when you see him not talking to an actual person, he's still talking to a person.
Right.
He's head hanging. He's got long blonde hair. He's like balding.
He looks like he's tripping.
Yeah, his hair's like bleached from the sun, super blonde.
His skin's leathery.
His skin is leather, and he's balding, but his hair's long, so he's got like bald spots, but like a mane as well.
He looks like a jungle man.
Yeah. And something else you pointed out that is a bit scary, he looks strong.
He looks strong. He looks like he does push-ups on that beach every morning.
Every morning.
He carries a rock in the ocean under the water like in the movies.
He moved all those rocks.
Yeah. That's what it is, I bet. And the way he knows the caves, he just flies through the fuckers. He knows every pattern of every cave. We see him walking through this beach, and he's stopping and he's asking people for lighters. At this point, Sarah's joined us, and she knows Scrapper Joe. She goes, "Oh, they're scrappy," and I go, "Yeah." And we know not to look at him. If you make eye contact, he smells it and he comes over.
I'm from New York. I knew not to look at the man.
Yeah, but
look at him all you want. Just don't let him look back.
Right. When he looks away, you pretend you weren't looking.
Yeah.
That's the key. And these two young girls next to us did not understand that, and so he says hi to them, and innocently they say hi back. And then he asks if she has a lighter, and she says yes. And then he unpacks his pockets and sits down to have a smoke with them.
They are 7 feet away from us where we set up our towel.
Mm-hmm. They're also so young, and he has this Bluetooth and is playing the Beatles. And he sits next to them, and he's just
so young and sweet.
Yeah.
They brought a hula hoop with them.
Yeah. And he's just talking and talking and talking and laying down and getting.
Then he sits down and
he puts his arm behind his head and lays down on the sand, looks at the sky while he's talking to them.
He's got this vibe of like, yeah, like
he's like this,
hands through the hair.
Yeah, my mother, she died 2 years ago. I don't think she deserved the life that she got. He's like turning towards them like this, like they're old friends, and reminiscing.
Like he's known them for 50 years. He's running his hands through his hair. He's lighting a cigarette. He's talking with his hands. I mean, wildly animated, throwing his head back to laugh at things that they're saying.
He also borrows a lighter. They have him a lighter, and he goes, "Yeah." He makes a joke about stealing it.
What did he say? Oh, fuck. Yeah, he goes,
I only steal here. She's like, "That's my favorite lighter." He's like, "Good. Those are the only ones I steal."
Yeah, he goes, "I only steal cute lighters."
And then he walks away with the lighter, and the girl looks at Alex, and Alex goes, "You're not getting that back."
I was like, "It's gone. I'm sorry."
And she was like, "That's okay. I'm glad you guys are here." And she's like, kind of like being like, "Watch me."
She's grateful that she's
terrified, and me, Sarah, and Alex, the three of us couldn't give any fucks about this guy. We're not scared of him. We're just over it.
We're old enough to know that you don't look him in the eye and start talking to him, and she's too young and naive and sweet. You guys even made a comment. You were like, "That's me in my 20s. I would have had this conversation." As a matter of fact, I did. We
made a joke. I was like, "I would have sucked his dick."
Yeah, if you're in your early 20s is the time to talk to Scrapper Joe, because as life goes on, you realize that we're all
Scrapper Joe, and I don't want to talk to myself.
Yeah.
But
which we are all Scrapper Joe. There's a little bit of Scrapper Joe in each of us.
It's true.
Like the way that he's scary, but I understood him.
I kind of understood him
exactly who he is.
Yeah.
He's a sweet man. He's definitely fucked up psychologically, but he means no harm.
He means no harm. He's just a little weirdo. And he's kind of funny. At one point,
funny.
When he first walked up to the girls, they were like in the corner of the cave. And he goes, "Hey, What are you doing in my bathroom?
It scared the shit out of them too. He had to literally they had a reaction. He went, I'm just kidding. I'm just fooling you. I like to have fun.
And it
looks like that's his bathroom. Like when he says that, you believe him.
I believed him when he said it,
yes.
Alex. He wasn't kidding.
Yes, you believe him.
The man wasn't joking. That's his bathroom. But it was also very funny. And it broke me, Alex, and Sarah. We had to hide the laughter. But this girl started sharing a joint with him, which was weird.
Shocking. She lit a joint and passed it to Scrapper Joe.
And then her friend was out. Her friend was like, I'm not smoking that.
Which I get. Her friend was quiet and smart. Her friend wanted out.
Her friend was like, I got to stop hanging out with this bitch.
Her friend and I never stopped making eye contact.
Her friend was like, save me. I need new friends. But yeah. And then Scrappy went away. And the rest of the day ended up being pretty chill, right?
Except for one thing.
What?
Shit cave always shits, man.
Oh, except for two things.
Oh, boy.
One thing
at a time.
Before we left... I was like, I don't have a beach sheet. We should bring one. I was like, is it terrible for me to just use the sheet for my bed and then clean it? And Alex was like, no, it's just like sand. It's not a big deal. And I was like,
you love the beach. You'll have beach energy on your sheet now.
That's how she convinced me to bring my sheet. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, it's not like you're going to get shit on it. That can't happen twice at this beach. And a bird shit all over only us and our stuff.
Everything that we owned, though.
Everything that we owned.
I know we It was like we kept making comments being like, well, at least this doesn't have shit on it. And then we'd pick it up and see 7 shits on it.
My backpack had a shit inside of it. Only.
Literally, Kim's backpack. The bird found a way.
It was one little hole where it was unzipped. Like a 3-inch space that was unzipped in a hole. He made it in that hole only.
And it's the only bit of shit on we thought that backpack was completely safe until we opened it up and saw all this shit on the inside.
I was like, how?
This all happened for the 2 minutes that we walked away. And then we were like, all right, well, it's not all over. And we look and it's all over your sheet.
It was crazy.
And there's white shit on it and there's black shit on it. And my bag has green shit on it.
I was like, how many shits? How many birds?
What stopped time? To shit right here when in this last 5 minutes, we went for a walk down the beach.
It was crazy.
And you know how we noticed it? Because there was shit on my shoulder.
Yeah.
There was shit on your shoulder. So it didn't happen while we walked away. It happened while we were right there and we didn't notice.
It just shat all over us. Yeah.
We had to go to the ocean and we're cold. We had already done our swimming for the day. We had to go to the ocean and lean down and wash shit off ourselves with our hands.
So me, Sarah, and Alex go lay back down
on the shit towel.
And this is what the last detail I think we forgot, because Alex did mention that the Pacific has monsters. And it's true, because while we were laying down, we're just all a little high, just sort of people watching this hot ass girl.
So hot. Perfect body.
Perfect body.
Perfect face.
Her perfect body, perfect face. So cute. Must have been like 17 to 19 years old.
I couldn't even tell. She looked like she could have been older, but the thing that sold her was her boyfriend.
Yeah, her boyfriend was like not. You could tell they were like high school boyfriend and girlfriend. 100%. He was. She had peaked way past where.
Look rich. There was just no way that these two were dating for real.
There's no way they're staying together another year. Is what I'm saying.
They're gonna break up when they go off to college.
Yeah. And we're sort of just looking at her. And we're watching everyone. The place that we chose to lay down is the place where everybody walks by in front of us. It's a people watching spot.
It's the spot. It's like the entrance on the beach, pretty much, and it's between like two of the prettiest rocks that people are coming over to take pictures at. Everybody is watching everybody, and it's like friendly. Like you're watching somebody take pretty pictures and like cheery. Like everybody's being really supportive of each other and nice and friendly.
And me and Alex and Sarah are making comments about everybody. They're all very nice comments. We're not like the type of people to sit and be like, ew, ugh. Ew. We're sort of being like, oh, I like that haircut.
If we have something negative to say, we lean in and say it quietly.
And it's funny, and it's never like ew, poor, ew, ugly. It's like, You know, at one point there was an older man and a girl, and Sarah goes, "What do you think this situation is? Do you think this is like a sugar daddy baby?" And I was like, "This is a father and a daughter, Sarah.
Teenage daughter.
You've been in the city too long."
Literally, the mother walks up as just like a carbon copy of the daughter, but 40 years older.
It was just very obviously a family. More like, so those are the like negative comments we make. Nothing crazy, but this girl's walking up, and we
spread love at the beach. Like literally, for people can't even hear us, and we're sending them love from across the beach. We're like, oh, I love her. Look how much fun they're having. They're gonna grow up and be so happy.
Yes. Like, oh, and by the way, the incense that I smelled wasn't Scrapper Joe. It was this girl with green hair. This like very interesting looking girl who was sitting on a mat with her friend with green hair, and I smelled her across the beach. And I saw her a few times, and then when she left, I saw her, and I remember her leaving, and I remember noticing her leave, and we saw her the next fucking day.
I mean, this girl, not only green hair, but like green like braids, like long braids. I couldn't tell if it was maybe a wig or it's definitely at least extensions. Like she had a whole look that you just couldn't mistake. So when we ran into her the following day at Six Flags, we were like,
we ran into her at Six Flags.
We were literally tripping, and we were like, are we tripping right now? We saw this girl at the beach yesterday.
Yeah, so that was weird, but that was just like a weird thing. So this beautiful girl's walking by.
But also, we went up to her at Six Flags to tell her that we saw her at El Matador, and her energy was way off about it.
She was like weirded out that we noticed.
I was like, sorry, you are the most noticeable person on the planet. I would know you anywhere.
I'm sorry that we saw you yesterday at a very specific private beach, and now we're seeing you today
at Six Flags, California. Who even goes there?
There's goes 1,000
there? Theme parks here.
Who goes there the day after going to a nature beach? It's just so weird that we would see each other, and she was like weirded out by it. I was weirded out that she was weirded out. I didn't question it.
We thought she would think it was cool, and instead she was like, she was weirded. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, she was strange about it, but whatever.
She's another part of that weird energy at the beach that day. I literally think we're in a different dimension on that beach. It was very weird.
It was like we stepped into a different beach than I remember for sure. And we're making comments about this girl, how beautiful she is, and her boyfriend walk by, and I see her notice that we see her.
This is not the green hair girl. This is the 17-year-old, by the way.
This is the 17-year-old hot chick. And she's walking with her boyfriend. And as she walks by us, she goes, I don't know what they're staring at, but okay. And she keeps walking. And then as soon as she walks away, I kind of laugh. And I tell Alex, I was like, did you hear her?
And what the fuck? We're obviously staring because you're beautiful. Like,
well, we don't say anything. We just kind of like laugh to ourselves. Yeah. And we're like so silly that we're like complimenting her. And she's like, thinks we're talking shit. And then not more than 5 minutes later, she comes back with her boyfriend. And we all laughed before. And I go, oh no, she's back. And I'm looking at her again just because now she started it. Now we're just like looking at her still being like, she's so hot. Why does she hate us? We're still making kind of jokes like, oh, she fucking hates us.
Yeah, she hates us now. We have no chance. Like,
and she's glaring at us.
She walked by and like fucking her head did a 180 to glare at us the entire way.
And then so we laugh and we're like, damn, she's really pissed that we think she's hot.
She's so mad, dude. She's so mad that we think she's beautiful and we're jealous.
And then not 5 minutes after that, she comes back with her boyfriend.
This bitch wants us to stare. She knows we're staring now. She knows that if she passes us, we're gonna stare. Yeah, that's been We've already fucked up this interaction, and now we need to stare.
Yeah,
just because it's fun for us.
Now
this point.
It's become fun. Now we're bored, and we're like,
we're being bitches.
Now we're in the game.
Yeah,
and now she walks by for a third time, and we do stare at her. We're still smiling nicely at her, and she goes, "Hi," and we go, "Hi." And now we're laughing because we're being so nice that it's like,
it's stupid. She hates us. I mean, the way that I don't know, maybe we just made her uncomfortable. I don't know. She knows she's hot. She has to know she's hot.
But we weren't staring googly-eyed at her. We were staring at her the way we were staring at children play.
There were moms in front of us who were also super hot, who we were like also low-key jealous of. We made a joke. We were like, if two single men come across this beach,
we don't even have to try.
We have no chance.
I was like, they'll fuck us, but they're not going to tell us their name.
They're not going to call us. They're going to want those two.
Yeah. We had made that joke already, but this girl literally came, and then she came back a last time with her boyfriend 5 minutes after that, just to glare at us again. It was so strange.
It was great.
It was really fun.
I'm glad she glared. She was hot.
Yeah, she was hot. That's all we have to say. She was hot. And that was our day at the beach.
But that was, I mean, I enjoyed, it's crazy how you could start a fight with a look.
I love that.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
We had a whole wild interaction with her with only exchanging 2 words and about 10 glances.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was great. That was a great day. But I also do low-key think, and I was thinking of that day, that we were weirdly in a different dimension. And this was before the whole rocks thing happened, that I was like, this is the energy has shifted.
Yeah, it was different. The different beach, the different shit cave.
We went to a different shit cave, and I do hope to return here one day and see the original shit cave, but we'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully it'll be back one day.
Which would be fucking weird.
Yeah.
And that day we go to the beach and we come back and this episode of the podcast doesn't exist.
We can go see tomorrow.
That'll fuck me up.
Right. But
man. Yeah, it was a great day though. It was the best.
It was.
You guys got to go to El Matador. Let us know what the cave situation is like that day.
Check out the caves. Check the tides.
Be careful of the shit.
That's all we got.
And don't glare at the hot girl. And don't look at Scrapper Joe either.
Don't you dare look at Scrapper Joe or his eyesore son. Scrapper Joe and his eyesore son.
Yeah, we kept saying that the eyesore was Scrapper Joe's kid because he looked like he was on his way to being Scrapper Joe in 35 years. He just needed the son to do its job.
Scrapper Joe was less annoying than the eyesore son, and somehow more annoying because Scrapper Joe, he talked to you too much, but like you didn't feel in danger. His son was like this creepy, quiet alcoholic who just needed alcohol.
The thing that we liked about the eyesore though was that when Sarah got there, he came back around and he asked everybody else in the area for alcohol, but he looked at us and remembered that he had already asked us and walked away.
Yeah.
Like, at least he knows who he asked already.
Yeah. And every time we saw him, we'd go.
Kim out loud and be like, go, you're an eyesore. She told him straight to his face. She said, God, you're the only eyesore on this beach. Just leave.
He was just asking everyone for alcohol. It was so annoying. Such a nice beach day. We have to see this guy in jean shorts.
Nobody was drinking.
We're all just enjoying the sun, dude.
It was just a beautiful day at the beach. Nobody was drinking. Everybody was smoking weed. Nobody was drinking. It's my kind of beach.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. So check out El Matador.
Keep listening to Broad Topics.
Yeah.
Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Subscribe on YouTube. Do everything you can to support us, guys. We keep giving you this podcast. We just want everybody to hear it. Please tell your friends.
Fuck yeah.
Do what you got to do.
Send this episode to a friend.
Send it to a friend. Yeah.
Send it to a friend like a herpy.
Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to give your friends herpes, Kim.
Oh. I mean,
you're supposed to try to actively avoid not giving your friends herpes.
I sent. What do you send your friends? Send it to your friend like a
Valentine's Day card. No, that's not for a friend either.
Send it to a friend like a finger blast.
Yeah, send it to a friend like your cum in a jar.
Well, none of these things are we're supposed to give to friends. Anyways, send this podcast to a friend. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Broad Topics. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon, on Instagram and TikTok at Kim Congdon. Check out twitch.tv/QueenCong1 where I'll be live streaming. And I have all my show dates on my my social media. So check that out.
Fuck yeah. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Alex Scar. And check out my podcast with Mike Harrington called Stick and Portly Watch Rick and Morty. It premieres every Monday after Legion of Skanks, only on gasdigitalnetwork.com/live. That's it.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, hey everybody, before we go, if you enjoy this podcast, you might enjoy some of the other podcasts we have here at gasdigitalnetwork.com. This week we're highlighting Zach Amico's Midnight Spook Show with host Zach Amico. You can find the full catalog of episodes on demand at gasdigitalnetwork.com or catch the latest 15 episodes anywhere you find podcasts. This show is really fun, you guys. Kim and I have been on it a bunch of times. Zach is the best, funniest, nicest person in comedy. Check out his show. You definitely will not regret it. Here is a clip.
Zach Amico's Midnight Spook.
Yeah, so they've established somebody knows how to get out. Oh, fuck. He doesn't beat the fucking shit out. I would God! The hell out of him.
He's a trap!
No!
Go right
Oh my God!
He's endangering the planet.
Let
him go, you Nazi!
What the fuck? Yo, shut the fuck up, Karen. He just almost killed me. Oh! That's what we doing now? Damn, you know that's Chris Brown's dad. Oh! Snap. Oh! Like father, like son. Damn! Oh, man. He's doing...
God help you, Quentin.
Yo!
Did you smack your kids around, too?
Oh, my... Yo! Oh, my
haymakers.
Son, she with the shit.